Crack? Is it crack you're smoking?
Ma'am, I should warn you, I do have the authority to make a citizen's arrest.
Taser, taser, taser!
I got people threatening my safety. I'm the security officer here.
You ain't no real cop, you a flashlight cop.
What it is, people, what they do. Top flight security of the world. I am your host, Flashlight. Now, so what are we going to be tackling today? Is it even worth being a security guard nowadays? I mean, let's be real. Like, remember back in the day, everybody wanted to become a security guard. And back then you was getting paid, some security guards paying $7, $8. And then they got up to the $11 and $12 and $13 and then $14. But that was for the high. A security guard making $14 an hour. That was like, boy, you balling. And for certain companies that, you know, you can make some good money. Depending on the type of security you do. Corporate security, you're going to be starting out probably like in the 20s. You can go up to the mid 20s, 24, 25, 26, stuff like that. Depending on the, you know, position you have. But man, for the most part, a lot of armed guards out here is getting paid $16, $17 an hour still in the state with the highest cost of living, Florida. So we all know that Florida right now has the highest cost of living, especially Miami, has the highest cost of living in all of the United States. You can go and research it. Why? You will say, well, I know in New York for a shoebox, they're charging $3,500 a month for rent. I know in California, they're charging this. Here's the thing. When the cost of living go up, usually in those states, your wages also go up. So it kind of balances itself out. Like, I know in New York, McDonald's workers were making $17, $18 an hour. That was unheard of down here, especially in Florida. You know, the managers down here in Florida are making, I think they're starting out at $14 an hour. So, and those are managers. And so even though the cost of living was up in those different states, the wages was up. So it kind of balanced itself out. Here in Florida, the cost of living is going up, but the wages is staying stagnant. They're at where they're at. There's no, you know, progression or you know, advancement when it comes to your pay. So the cost of living going up still. So that's what's making Florida the you know, state with the highest cost of living right now. That being said, is it worth doing security right now? Let's find out. So let's first talk about the qualifications you need for becoming a security guard. So the qualifications for becoming a security guard, you first need your D license. D license is basically a security guard without a gun, but you have to, you know, go through your training and your class. In order to do that, you have to find a security school, a security school that has a certified instructor, K license instructor, to teach you those classes, and they have to be certified through the Department of Agriculture. That's down here in Florida. Florida Department of Agriculture, they handle all the security, you know, your D license, your G license, your K license, your B license. Your B license is your security company or a security agency. So if you want your own security company, you would need you would have to go to the Florida Department of Agriculture and get a B license. So here, according to The Department of Agriculture, this is their website. You must submit proof of successful completion of a minimum of 40 hours of a professional training provided by a security office, provided by a security officer school or training facility licensed by the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. So that's what you need to do. That's for your D license. That's a security guard without a gun. Now, everyone knows the armed security guards get paid a little bit more than an unarmed security guard. So your best bet is to go ahead and get your G license. G license is security with a gun, armed security. Now, in order to get your G license, you have to get your D license. You have to maintain and have good standing. Make sure none of them are expired. The D and the G. You can work D and not have a G, but you cannot work G armed and not have a D. If you want to work the D, you got... if you want to work with your G license, you got to have your D license. Okay. So what's the qualifications for your G license? Again, this is G license statewide firearms license requirements. An applicant for the Class G license must submit proof of having completed an initial course of instruction that includes 28 hours of classroom and range training pertaining to the use of firearms in connection with duties and regulated under the Chapter 493 Florida statute. So what that mean is, so for instance, I want to get my G license. And this, I went through this working on the Miami-Dade Metro Rail. I want to get my G license. You go and get your G license because there are only a certain amount of calibers and guns and long guns and stuff like that you can have in a armed security capacity. You can't just any type of ammo, any type of guns. No. So let's say you want to get you qualify with a 9mm. You go, you take your written test, you learn everything you got to learn, then you got to go shoot. And let's say you score good, you pass your shooting. Whatever you qualify for, that's the only caliber you can shoot with. So if I go and qualify with a 9mm, I cannot have a 40 caliber on duty. I cannot work with that. I have to work with a 9mm. And whoever you're working for have to require that. So if they require you working with a shotgun like Miami-Dade Transit, well, now I have to go and qualify for a shotgun. If I don't qualify for the shotgun, I cannot carry a shotgun. If I qualify for a 40, I cannot carry a 9. If I qualify for a 380, I cannot carry a 40. Whatever you qualify for, that's what you have to work with. Now, can I qualify for everything? Sure. That's more money out your pocket because you gotta take a class for each one of those firearms and calibers. And so you can, but I would suggest whatever that company is requiring you to carry, you just go with that. You go, they require you to carry a 40 caliber, you just go get qualified for a 40. Simple as that. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about when it comes to security that's changed over the years. When I started security back in 2009, I was making $8 an hour, $8.63 something, $7 to $8 back in 2009. And they required no facial hair and no dreads, no fro, no braids, no nothing. It was very militarized. And I was thinking, like, I'm not in the military. I'm not law enforcement. Why can't I work here with dreads or dreads? Back then I had dreads. Some people might, oh, there's nothing dreadful about them. They're called locks. Down here in Miami, we call them dreads. You got dreads, you got wigs. You feel me? So, and back then, that's what I had. I had dreads. So I had to braid them down, and the tails, I had to fold them up, and then put on a hat so you couldn't tell I had them. It looked like I had a low boy. But that's what they were requiring. I understand they want a militarized look, sleek, clean, but bruh, we make it $8 an hour. This is security. And as time went on, like now, all I see is security guards with dreads, braids, big beards, and I'm happy for them, because I don't think anyone should. What if that's your religion? Because I talked to someone. I had an interview, and this is when I had my dreads, and it was like, hey man, you got to cut your hair. And I was like, this is my religion. No, I was lying at the time. I was like, I'm Rastafarian, I don't cut my hair. Okay, that's fine. See, in Florida, they don't got to hire you. Oh, that's your religion? I respect it. Application, garbage. The reason I cut my dreads is I cut my dreads in 2010. I was going through a hard time. I was working seasonal for Macy's. It was a Macy's at the Dadeland Mall down there, Dadeland South Station. And the season was ending, and I seen IPC International. It's some apartment. It's retail on the first floor and apartment buildings for the rest. And it was a security company. I went into the office. I said, hey, are y'all hiring? It was like, yeah, we hiring, but you can't work here with dreads. And back then, that was $10 an hour. And it was a full-time job. And I'm like, man, damn, man, I really need this job. You know? On my birthday, June 10th, 2010, I went and I cut my hair. The barber was like, bruh, you sure? Like, he'll like put the clippers close to my head and be like, nah, man, you sure? I'm like, yeah, man, cut it. He was like, nah, man. But I had to do what I had to do. I had to do what I had to do. I needed a job. And that was that. So shout out to all the guys that's doing security. You know, you keep yourself neat, groomed, nice beard, dreads, braids, but they're nice and fresh. And man, shout out to y'all, man. I envy y'all, because that was not the case when I was doing security. Another thing about security these days, you do have some companies that's paying a somewhat of okay range. They'll start you off with $20, $21 an hour. But that's like the top. That's when you get into like, you know, they want you to be a damn near a ex-Navy SEAL, Jesus cousin. They want to see all that on your resume in order to pay you that. Or you get into the corporate security field. And now, because of my background and how much security experience I got, now I see, I know a few managers here and there for some real big companies, and I have conversations with them. And even when you own your own security company, the pool of applicants now is, listen, when I see some of the people that get hired and look at their background, or people have sent their resumes to me and stuff, it's like you're caught between a hard place and a rock. One, because you basically need to hire no one with adequate experience or background is applying. Only people that are applying are this their first security job. But that's your whole pool of applicants. They might have worked security, but they never worked security with a G license, armed. And the people that do have that, including me, people that do have a lot of experience, probably ex-military, probably retired law enforcement, or people with a lot of security experience, like, armed, unarmed, executive protection, corporate, working armored truck, all, they're requiring, listen, they like, man, I ain't moving out the bed for X amount, because the cost of living in Miami is so high. I'm not going to risk my life for pennies. So let's get into what the job market looks like. I would like to entitle this episode, Damn If I Do. Damn if I don't. All right, so armed security, Miami, Florida. Let's go. Let's look for it. You have armed security, North Region, educational, Federal Credit Union. Now, this looks like it's probably at a bank in Miramar. They're full-time, $19 an hour. 19, yeah. In this economy, man, we need more. What is this? Allied Universal, which is a huge company, Allied Universal. Let's see if they got how much they're paying. Okay. Security officer, armed, license. So you got to have your DNG, Allied Universal. They're hiring in Hollywood, and they're paying $21 an hour. Kempton, I never heard of them. Oh, Epic Hotels. Security officer, this most likely unarmed, $17 an hour. Police officer, that's if you want to become a police officer. City of Pembroke Pines, that's a great city. I used to work there. They starting you out at 71,000, almost 72,000 a year. I never seen this. Armed security shift supervisor, Little Haiti. I never seen that. They will always say something else. I never seen the words Little Haiti. I'm from Little Haiti. And they're starting, so for a supervisor now, you're armed, a security shift supervisor in Little Haiti. They're paying you between $18.90 and $18.95 an hour full time. This is the stuff that I be talking about. A 5 cents difference. So they're giving you between $18.90 and $18.95. So when you go in there and you try to negotiate your pay, it's like, okay, we could pay. Okay, all right, we ain't gonna pay you $18.90. I'm gonna do you a favor. I'm gonna pay you $18.95. Come on, bruh. Come on. To do armed and be a supervisor. Being a leader amongst other people, having to deal with scheduling, call outs, and disciplinary actions and stuff like that. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on now. Armed security, North Region. I think we just saw that. Security officers with TWIC. So the TWIC card is basically you're working on the docks, the boats and stuff. You need a TWIC card for that. $16 an hour, full time. Bryant Security. Let's press one of them. $19 an hour. Oh, a hospital. Let's see. Some jobs, they don't tell you how much they're paying, which I hate. I hate that. Have that in your description, because damn well you're wasting people's time. You're wasting people's time. Like you want somebody to call you. Oh, we don't discuss that over the phone. So now I have to get dressed, make time for it, get dressed, travel to wherever it is, get there, and then when I get there, you go, oh, so let me tell you about this, let me tell you about us, so tell me about yourself, and at the very end, okay, so we're starting out at this, and then I don't agree with it, you can't give me more, now I just wasted all my time. Put it inside the description, please, security companies, because you're wasting people's times, and you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing. Because I'm sure the big boss needs to see at least a certain number of applicants on their website or whatever. And the big boss going to be questioning whoever does, their marketing or whatever. Well, why aren't we getting enough applicants? That's because you're only paying them $16 an hour, but you don't want to tell them that. So you have everybody apply, and then find out later. Listen, man. All right. Director of Security, 52 a year. I think the average yearly income in the United States is between 35 and 46 or 40 to 46 a year. So this is a little bit above average. Or is it 50? I don't know. It's a little bit above average. Director of Security, armed. So let's look at the description. Do they got the description here? Full-time Director of Security. Building security companies. Oh, Security Alliance. Okay. Do they say where is that? So let's look at this one. Security Supervisor, K9 Special Patrol, $17 to $19 an hour. Armed Security Guard, former military required. You have to be former military. No ifs, ands, buts about it. And they start you off at $18 an hour. How am I going to live? How am I going to eat with $18 an hour in former military? You guys, crack? Is it crack you're smoking? All right, security officers with a TWIC card, $16 an hour. So you guys have seen the job market, what the job market is offering security guards at the moment. And I'm trying to not be ungrateful, because back then we would never think that we would even see $18, $19 an hour. But that's not a living wage here in Miami, to be honest. Nowadays, especially here, you need a 2-income household. And a lot of times, these companies want you to have so much experience. Well, if every company is requiring if every company is requiring experience, how the hell am I going to get experience if I'm just starting out? So you're seeing everything you have to do in order to be a security guard here. You're seeing what the job market is offering here in Miami. I would advise you to, go to your state. I know some other states are way different. And get back at me. What's the security market in your state, in your city, and what's the requirements? Do you guys have a D or a G license like we have here in Florida? Is it just one special license? Because I don't know other states. So, hey, man, I really want to appreciate y'all for clicking this video. Go ahead and like, subscribe. We at 130. We're trying to reach 200. Go ahead and comment, share. Let me know what you think. You can get at me. We're on Twitter. We're on X, formerly known as Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're on Rumble. Go ahead, get at me. It's your boy Flashlight. Peace.
You ain't a real cop, you a flashlight cop.
I know you see it. I know you see it. Let's go Dolphins. Yeah. Yeah. I know all the haters. All the haters. Oh, it's only preseason. It's only one game. It's preseason. Preseason don't count. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.